of the things that was interesting about that conversation with Eric is that he wasn't quite as, I'm trying to bring a lot of optimism on the show, and it feels like he's disturbed legitimately by what's happening in Minnesota, and I think that that's sobering and probably accurate. There's a lot of really bad stuff, and the reaction has just been so horrible from people who are hard to take seriously but retain power in American life, congressmen, senators. Here's Bernie Sanders, cut 4, please.
The Trump administration's response to peaceful protest is a military takeover of a major American city. This is not only a disaster for Minneapolis, it is a terrible precedent for our country and the rule of law. These are dangerous times, but remember this: real change has always come from ordinary people standing up, organizing, and demanding justice.
It's not a military takeover. If it's a military takeover, you would know. Like, you would know if it was a military takeover. There wouldn't be any debate about it. And then you've got the mayor commanding the police officers to fight the ICE agents, literally use the word fight. It's the same thing when you see all these complaints about Trump being authoritarian at the Golden Globes last week. And so all these artists who are making art that fewer and fewer people are seeing, and Trump doesn't bother them at all, and they don't seem to bother him, but they claim he's an authoritarian. But if he was an authoritarian, they couldn't have the gala where they just try to dunk on Trump the whole time. Here's Jamie Raskin. We got to check in on his hair, see how his hair is doing in the visuals. Let's play cut 5, please, Congressman.
Do you think the Department of Homeland Security is explicitly attempting to recruit extremists with far-right ideologies, white supremacists, Nazis, and the like into the DHS?
Well, we don't know for sure, but it certainly looks like it, Chris. Look, they've added a $50,000 sign-on bonus for people going to work at ICE. They have dramatically cut the training requirements. They have promised ample overtime payments to people, and they seem to be making this very careful, deliberate, cultural recruitment appeal to people who, share the most extreme ideological views.
They're cutting the training requirements, guys. The same people that put Ketanji Brown Jackson on the Supreme Court specifically for being a black woman. Now they're caring about, well, the training is not up to snuff now. And they're giving overtime. Did you catch that? They're paying out overtime. How dare they, to try to get people to do dirty, difficult jobs where you run the risk of getting run over by overweight, white, lesbian, liberal activists in your car. Like, it's part of the hazard. I mean, you're supposed to get overtime if you have a job like that. It's just noteworthy they act like they're all so peaceful. And then what do you see? You see them stealing long guns from the back of law enforcement's trucks. Sri Tanadar, one of my favorites, he's called for some impeachment and abolishment of ICE. Let's play cut 2.
We must reform ICE, but it looks at this stage, folks, ICE is beyond reform. ICE is totally out of control. And this week, I intend to introduce a bill to abolish ICE. We need to make ICE go away. 2003, before 2003, without ICE, various federal agencies were able to take care of business, and we can do this without ICE. But we do not need the murderers. We do not need this paramilitary organizations,
all right,
members.
It's also absurd. It's hard to take them seriously, but this is insurrectionist language. This is secessionist language. This is Confederate language. This is deliberately going against the federal elected government that was democratically elected. Hakeem Jeffries, a leader of the Democrats, said, reminder to all members of the Trump administration, the incitement and engagement in state violence against the American people is a serious crime. Donald Trump will leave office long before the 5-year statute of limitation expires. You are hereby put on notice. He intends to try and jail all of MAGA, elected leaders, behind-the-scenes leaders, people who are activists, people like you and me, people in this audience. Trump's going to have to just pardon everyone. Any openly MAGA person is going to have to get pardoned. But this is where the Democrats are at. They want it to be illegal to be a conservative and a Republican.